So, if you were to look at the journey of the Fortune 500 companies, or if you were to look at most brands, if you were to look at design, if you were to look at retail, if you were to look at real estate, if you were looking at the hair and salon industry, if you're looking at co-work spacing, if you're looking at fabric, if you're looking at let's say hotel, tourism, and stuff, they're all affected by, yes, the seasonal or the economic changes and stuff, but more importantly, they are affected by the internal team working with them, because when you have the right resources and you have the right people working on different designations and levels, then teamwork takes your vision and you are sparked enough to do stuff. And it says that it is very important that the initial talks and agreements for a long term working or an understanding between minds to work within the organization are like a marriage. And there are certain people on board, which is the recruitment department, or which is the CEO or the boss or the head management. They help to facilitate and they help to structure the marriage, so that in case there is a divorce, it is a graceful divorce, and if it is a marriage, then it is a long term marriage, and the venture and the business grows and stuff. And they say that, remember, no venture team is ever perfect, so do not expect to have a venture team perfectly suited in a box. And of course, if it is a growing mindset, and if there is a research oriented mindset, and there is a collective community that suggests new ideas and new businesses, then the failures can turn into deliverables, and they can turn into good team objectives and stuff like that. And you definitely can have a combination of the right team of people and opportunity to kind of take the brand forward and convert it into a powerful venture. And they cited an example of Bill Coleman. Bill Coleman is the co-founder of BEA Systems, and he's one of the fastest growing software companies who reached $1 billion revenue. And his advice is very similar and very strong as to what I feel also. He says the best advice of finding the best team members is the key. And I wanted all of them to have the following experiences: to be the best in what they can do, to be a successful executive in a large, high growth company, to have been an executive in a startup, and most importantly, to have survived at least one failure. So we are mostly like very worry and cautious, and we play it safe, and we want to avoid making mistakes, or we don't want to take decisions, and we don't want to take risks and stuff like that. And we hold on to our plans, but we don't realize that till the time we don't face the failures, and we don't face what is holding us back and stuff like that. Maybe, I mean, it's not the fear, maybe it's the marketing dynamics, maybe it's the team strength, maybe it's the factory scenario, maybe it's the economy, maybe it's changing of the team dynamics and stuff. Maybe you shifted to a new office, whatever. I mean, the concerns and causes can be tremendous and many. And this is where they say that if you have a defined culture, then it's very easy to survive. And culture doesn't necessarily mean the culture of a company. I mean, it can also mean the culture of a country. Culture can mean a culture of people collectively working, let's say, for an art gallery, or for a musical troupe, or for a band, or they could be, let's say, representing the nation. And it can be about culture. I mean, culture on a lighter note, obviously we all know what it is, but the underlying factor is that what is the hardware, and what is the software driving it. And we can change softwares, we can upgrade software. So this is where people and mentalities and minds have to be open to accepting new ideas. And there's a message which I've been sharing consistently about change. I find that some people, they talk about, or they completely disregard changes that are happening, or they purposely or knowingly or unknowingly talk about change not happening. But my take on this is that even if you were to make a statement like that, or an observation about that, it's not true, because there's so many changes which happen daily. And I personally, professionally feel that when you're yourself not open to the idea of noticing a change or observing the change, and other people can do that, then it's time that you yourself got your software upgraded and stuff like that. I mean, this is not a personal message towards anybody, but I see so many people talk about it. There's so many talk shows, or there are so many radio shows, or there are so many personalities I follow and I've interviewed and I've kind of met up with and I interact with. And the only sense and the only crux I realize is that there has to be a very strong sense of purpose and a positive message which is shared. And when there is a collective community, or when there is a collective mind space at work and stuff, then there certainly has to be an objective, and there certainly has to be positive forward direction and stuff. And anybody who's complaining, sharing, or making it look really bad and sad needs to kind of get a reality check, because like I said, there's so many things which are being shifted, and there are so many new reforms and no new initiatives coming into place and stuff. And if you feel that in a particular environment, or if you feel in your mind space that this is the way the world has been, then it's time you take stock, and you get some help and start reading some positive books and cassettes and stuff like that, and following some positive pages offline or online or even on TV and stuff.